Hey everybody, it's K6 Scope. We're back with more Pokemon Sapphire. So, in the last episode, what did we do? It's been a while. It was a post-game episode, so we went for a few post-game things like, Sheezy Beezy. What did we... Oh, we went on the... That's right, we went on the ship, the SS Tidal, and, you know, just kind of fought trainers, messed around, talked to Briny and whatnot. And it didn't really get much done besides that, but there's not really much to do, to be honest. But, as I promised, we would eventually visit Mirage Island, and today is that day. It's a glorious day, folks. So, in case you're wondering, I did not do this legitimately, but I tried, and it's a 1 in 65,000 chance, or I guess a 6 in 65,000 chance. Pretty much, it's a 65,000 chance, 65,532 to be exact, divided by however many Pokemon you have to match the ID number of the possibility of Mirage Island showing up. So I just put in an action replay code, and then we talked to this guy. Oh my! I can see Mirage Island today! Alright, so if you see that glorious text, you know what that means. It is time to surf! Oh no, it's not time to go back in the door. We need to surf to the east, and we need to do it very hastily. Cast Hastiga, because we need to do this fast. But we also need to use Max Repels, because we don't want anything ruining it. So as soon as you get to Route 30, this place is going to show up. It's going to already be there, and it's so monstrous that you're going to notice it right away. It takes up literally all of Route 130. It's so amazing. And this place is so rare. I mean, I just told you the stats, but alright, so Route 130, and boom, here we are, right in the middle of the water. We've just got this huge island settling, covering the whole route, almost blocking our access. And once we land here, we get some really nice music that it's slightly different than the rest of the route music, but it'll almost sound the same. You can almost not even recognize it. But anyways, this is Mirage Island, and it's very epic. It's got this huge staircase leading up to it. Now, what's so special about Mirage Island, you may ask? Well, there are a few things. One is there is a berry patch here, and these berries can only be found on this island. Look at this thing. It looks crazy. And these are lychee berries. Yes, pick the lychee berries. And you only get one, so you cannot replant them and get two back from them. You will always only get one. So you can only pick these up one at a time. Other than that, there's not much else you could do with them. So why are these berries so special? Let's see. Well, I don't really know what they do. A hold item that raises attack in a pinch. That is very useful, so it'll raise your attack stat. That makes sense why it's so rare. Anyways, and then in the wild grass you can find a Pokemon that you will not find anywhere else in the wild grass. And in fact, this is the only Pokemon you can find in the wild grass here. And it is very rare, and that is Wynot. Wynot! Wynot! And he is just so freaking happy. Look at that, so happy. And he is the pre-evolved form of Wobbuffet, so I guess you could also get this guy by breeding Wobbuffets, but Wobbuffets are kind of rare too. But if you come here, you can just catch these Wynots, and you can catch them to your heart's content. It's just crazy. So, you know, just fight these guys, and if you want to catch one, catch one. They're really cool. Only place in the game you can find them, and you can catch as many as you want. I recommend especially that you do, because, you know, these are super rare, and there's just so many. Why not? And look at him, he's kicking my ass. This little guy's crazy. The only reason I'm actually trying to catch this guy is because we actually do need a Pokemon that is level 40 or below, but still in the pretty high range. So I do want to catch this guy. I'm going to use an Ultra Ball, sure. I mean, if I don't catch him in a few balls, I'm not going to worry about it, but you know. Oh, nice. Apparently these guys aren't too hard to catch too, so there you go. If you want a nice supply of Wynots, there you go. So if you do see Mirage Island, I would suggest catching like 10 or 15 of these guys, just because the chances are you'll never see this place again. So that's all Mirage Island really has to offer. It's super cool, just because it's so rare, but you know, there could have been a few cooler things, like maybe a dungeon, I don't know, but it is cool just in the fact that it's so rare. So if you get a chance, visit this place. It's really cool. So that's Mirage Island for you guys. Awesome. Alright, so what else do we have left to do in the game? Well, we have one legendary we have left to go after, and there are actually a few more legendaries, but I'll talk about that later. I digress. There's only one real legendary we have left to catch, and it is the super ultra mega cool legendary. Actually, there's two. I lied. There's another one. There's the super ultra cool mega legendary, and then there's just the regular normal legendary. So, and the normal legendary is the one I was talking about that we saw on TV, that we saw the commercial about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to Slateport, and we're going to explain what you need to catch this guy. So first of all, it's different from any other Pokemon any other legendary that you catch. You don't catch it in a cave or a dungeon, or it doesn't meet you or anything like that. This is all information I'm sure you guys know, but I'm just going to explain it anyway, kind of as a little tutorial of how to catch this guy. So, what you're going to need is you are going to need max repels. That is the key item, probably 10 or 15 if you want to be sure, but if you could just get however many you need, and if you need more, get them. And you are also going to need a Pokemon that is around anywhere from level, 25 to 40, but it's got to be under level 40. Alright, so we are going to move Pokemon, and we're going to put that Wynaut we just caught in our party. Let's see if I have anybody else. Well, I guess we had the Reggies at level 40, that's kind of true. Or, we'll actually use Relincanth. He's level 32, that's a good level. So anywhere just in between those levels, and depending on the area that you're doing this in, you just want to have a Pokemon that's higher than the general level of the wild grass you're around, but lower than level 40. So what else you will need is a Master Ball. Save your Master Ball. This is why we did not use the Master Ball in any of the other legendaries, because we want to use it here, and I will explain why. So pretty much what I like to do is see when we cross routes how that sign comes up. Well, when that sign comes up, that means you've crossed the route, the boundary, and it resets this Pokemon's location. Pretty much, Latias or Latios will be a roaming Pokemon. So anytime you change locations or cross a route boundary or fly anywhere, Latias or Latios will change locations. It will teleport to some other route on the map, and it can be any route with wild grass. It can also be a water route, because I've encountered him on Mount Pyre surfing in the water before, so it can be anywhere in Hoenn. So as you can imagine, the odds are very stacked against you, but with a little bit of luck and this method of maximizing your time, you should be good. So I'm going to do this here. This is just where I've always done it, but you can do it somewhere else if you like. So pretty much the Pokemon that you have, that's level 30, whatever, you want in the front of your party, and then you want to use a max repel. So what this will do is it will repel all the normal weak Pokemon from this grass. But Latias or Latios, since they are level 40, will not be repelled, so it's pretty much weeding out all of the Pokemon except for that Pokemon. So what you want to do is run around in the grass for around 20 steps or so, just to see if they're in the wild grass here. And once you've taken 20 steps and you're pretty sure they're not here, then you want to go and reset the route boundary. So you could run to Slaypo, or you can just go in this door and go back out. I like to do that because it takes less steps, so you're not wasting your max repel. Alright, so now the location has been reset for Latias or Latios, so you just want to run another 20 steps in here, just maybe run back and forth just so you don't waste as many steps. And once you realize it's not there, you're pretty sure, just go back and do it again, and then you just rinse and repeat. Now, depending on how lucky you get, you could do this 3 or 4 times and just run into him right away, and that would be cool. But you could get really unlucky, and you could do this hundreds of times and not run into the guy. It all depends on luck, really. But this method is pretty fast. It's probably the fastest way. If you try to just run across him randomly, your odds are almost just impossible. I've done it before just by accident, just running through a route one time, and I found him purely by accident, but the odds of it actually working is slim to none. So this method works pretty good. Usually it'll take, on average, I'd say around 10 or 15 times before you find this guy, and that's why I say you probably want a good stock of max repels. Alright, looks like he's not here, so let's just try it again. Now you could do this on any route, but of course you've got to keep in mind the level of the wild Pokemon there, and make sure your Pokemon is above that level but under 41, so that it will still work. I just like to do this area because it's a small patch of grass, and it's got a door very close to it, and then of course the Pokemon here are relatively weak, like level 15 to 20, so you don't need too high of a level Pokemon. Plus, this is just where I've always done it. I don't know. I did it here as a kid, so this is where I usually tend to do it. So anyways, yeah, now we're just going to keep trying until we find this guy. And of course your repel is going to wear off, so when that does it, just put it back in effect. And this is it. I'm going to keep you guys with me because this is the realisticness of catching this legendary. I don't know why Nintendo did all these legendaries that are roaming like this. I guess just to add more challenge to the game, but it is a bit annoying from time to time. Of course, almost every generation has runners. Gen 1 didn't, but in Gold and Silver versions, you had Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, and in Crystal, just Raikou and Entei. And then in Sinnoh, you've got more Pokemon like that in the Sinnoh region. So, you know, it's pretty common. Of course, these are always the most annoying legendaries to catch, and definitely the hardest for another reason I will explain once we run into this guy, because finding him is just the start of the battle. So, there you go. Alright, looks like we're having a little bit of a harder time than usual. But what's to be expected, you know? Nothing you can do about it. And Repel's effect wore off. I want to save some of these max repels because we're gonna need to use them later in another dungeon. And I don't want to have to buy more because I'm out of money. I spent all my money on Ultra Balls for the next legendary. We're going to be catching the Super Mega Ultra Duper Cool one. You probably don't need to run as many rows as I'm doing there. I'm probably doing like 30 steps each time, but I just want to be sure I don't miss him, you know, so you probably don't need to do that many laps. Probably just like 4 or 5. Okay. And that just fisherman guy is just standing there pissing me off. He's like, what the hell is this guy doing? Of course, you could ride the bike and do this too. It'd probably make it faster, but, actually, a trick you can do is if you have the acro bike, another trick to make this faster, is you get the acro bike and you just come and step in one of these plots of grass and then hold B and you'll start doing a bunny hop. Now what this will do is it won't waste any steps of your max repel, but it will count as changing position in the grass. So every time you do a hop, you have a new chance of running into him in the grass. So it's like taking a step, but you don't waste your steps. So that's something you can do if you have the acro bike if you don't want to waste max repels. So I should probably look into that. So pretty much you just go into the grass and you do like 20-30 bunny hops and then just go and reset the route and try it again. But of course that's just not as epic as running into it in the grass, is it? Plus I can't be bothered to go to Maulville. I mean, it's not hard, I just fly there, but you know. Kind of a pain. Okay. Latias, you're being a real butthole here. You're being a real butt. But this is all I have planned for this episode, so I guess, you know, having it take time is not a bad thing. Not an entirely bad thing. I have a real surprise for you guys, too, that I'm going to try to do to stretch this LP out just a little bit longer. Instead of just catching the other super rare, mega, ultra cool legendary, which is all I really wanted to do left in the game, I'm going to try to show something else, and maybe that'll give us a few more episodes. It will also be really cool, but it's not something you can do in your everyday save file, but it's still something cool just to show because it's always an option. And of course, if you're doing it on an emulator, anything is possible because you have infinite cheat codes at your you know, just disposal without having to buy or purchase a Game Shark or anything like that, or enter in monotonous codes because you've got the glory of copy and paste. It's just so awesome. I mean, I know a lot of people are against emulators, and I understand why because of the legality of it all, but you know, if you own the game, it's not a big deal. Of course, I do own Pokemon Sapphire, so it's completely legal. And there's just so many things you can do in save states are just, you know, a gift from the gods themselves, so you know, what are you going to do? Is Relincanth in front? Yeah, okay. Because I'm starting to doubt here. This is taking forever, but I want to do it legitimately because I want to find him and just run into him. That would be so awesome. And I'm running through repels like nothing. Look at this. I'm going to run out all my repels. Well, like I said, it is smart to bring 10 to 15, and I only brought 9, so I can't be complaining here. I did kind of dig my own grave there. Alright. Doesn't look like he's here. Let's get out of here. I gotta start sparing my steps more efficiently. If I get down to like 1 max repel, I'll probably go get the acro bike. Or maybe if I get down to 2, I don't know. Just depends. Depends on how it all goes, yeah, mate. But yeah, I could cut this out and, you know, just cut to when I find him. But then, what's the fun in that, right? I mean, then you guys wouldn't understand how, you know, how to actually find this guy. This is a, you know, step-by-step tutorial right here, and this is a step. This is the most annoying step. And actually, it's probably not the most annoying step if you don't have a Master Ball. If you don't have a Master Ball, this is just the beginning. It becomes 10 times harder to catch this Pokemon if you don't have a Master Ball. Alright, how many max repels do I have? Alright, so, alright, now I'll just show you this trick, I guess, too. It's worth showing off. So you just want to fly to Mauve real quick because we want to exchange the Acrobike. Remember, you can exchange them at any time, so it's not a big deal at all. Alright, Rydale. Yeah, give me the Acrobike. And yeah, the Mach Bike we're actually going to need. That's a requirement to catch, or to kind of reach the Super Mega Ultra Duper Cool rare Pokemon, so that's kind of stupid that I got to trade it in, but I'll just go back and trade it off screen right after we do this, so there you go. And of course by flying we are going to shuffle the location so we don't need to go in any doors or anything, so let's get on a bike. And here's what you want to do. So we've shuffled the locations. Now we want to use the max repel. There we go. And just step into the wild grass and then just hold. Is it B? There you go. And then you'll start doing bunny hops. Now this isn't wasting any steps, but it is also counting. See how the grass sprite is kind of reshuffling? Well, it's like you're taking a new step in the grass every time. So just do this for like 20 or 30 bunny hops. And once you realize it's not in there, then just do the same thing we were doing. But of course you're not wasting steps running back and forth in the grass because you're just bunny hopping. So it's really cool. It's a nice effective trick to save steps on max repel. It'll probably give you 4 or 5 more tries. Well, maybe more, maybe 6 or 7 more tries at seeing if he's in that route at the same time. So if you guys couldn't understand what's going on here, pretty much we're just shuffling the routes every time we go in and out that door just to check if, and we're just hoping that Latias happens to stumble upon Route 110 at the same time that we exit this door and go into Route 110. So that's pretty much what's happening. So it's a completely luck-based thing. You know, it's not as rare as Mirage Island, because that's like a 65,000 chance. Of course, there's only like, 40 routes in this game, so the chances are a lot better, but they're still pretty good, pretty hard for just something so just, required. It's not really required, but pretty much everybody likes to go for these legendaries. On a lot of my playthroughs, I've just skipped it, to be honest, because catching Latias, it's just so... it's so this. Blah, blah. And, but the reward once you catch it, just catching them is just like, oh, yes, it's so rewarding. It's, one of those feelings that you strive for in a video game that is harder to come by these days, I will admit. Just, having a moment of, yes, I worked for that. Sometimes it doesn't register when I press the B button. I don't know why. Sorry. Somebody stop me. Okay, yeah, looks like he's not here. Well, I think Latias just doesn't like me. I don't think he wants to come. I don't think he wants to find me, man. None of this happened to Woogie. None of this ever happened to Woogie. Yeah, and you can change direction while you're bunny hopping too, which is kind of interesting. You can move while you're bunny hopping too, which is interesting, of course. Alright, so let's get out of here. I have a feeling I just didn't check one time enough, and he was actually in the grass, and I just didn't find him. Yeah. I'm gonna lose my mind. God, hopefully we can find him before the 20-minute mark, or I'm gonna have to, like, save and restart. It's just balls, man. It is absolutely bonkers. Come on. Come on. With a full stop. Don't stop big enough. Come on. With a full stop. Alright, bunny hop. Yeah. So it looks like we are getting a few more attempts out of this, which, I expected, so. But I just figured I'd point it out because, I don't really have anything else to talk about. This is just very, very tedium. This is tediousness at its utmost. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's just so stupid. That would be hard to bunny, like in real life, that'd be hard to bunny hop in place on a bike like 30 times in a row. I guess you could wheelie over there too, that's kind of fun. Don't look at me while you do it. Look to the side, boy. Okay, you can look at me. Nope, face away. Look at me. Oh, God. Please help me, for I have sinned. Okay, yeah. Wheelie, bro. Get at me, bro. Let me get that wheelie. I'm on the road to Viridian City, trying to find Latias, but that dude doesn't want to be caught. He does not want to be found, but I must show it, so I swear I will find the dirty bastard. If it's the last thing I do, I will find him, find him. Papa Willie, look at these mad skills, yo, mad skills. What you know about bad dog? Yeah. Alright, reset, man. This max repel, we're sure stretching it. Stretching it very, very, very thin. Wop, 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 wop. God, that's so contagious. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ah, it finally wore off. Well, balls, balls, balls. Alright, we're on the last one. It's the final repel. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. It's the final Wait, what is this? What is this? Did I do it? Yes! Ho-ho! We found it, guys. Wild Latias appeared. Alright, so I don't know if I'm gonna cut any of that out. I kept talking the whole time and I stopped I started being stupid like 5 minutes ago, but okay, we finally found him. So that took 20 minutes. Now, the second reason this guy is super annoying is if you do not have a Master Ball, what Latias will do is as soon as it's his turn, he will not attack. He will not use any attacks, any buffs, anything. What he will do is he will run. Yes, he will flee the battle the first turn he gets, no matter what. So if you don't have a Master Ball, pretty much he's going to run away, and you're not going to get to catch him. You're only going to get one attack in. So if you don't have a Master Ball, you're screwed. You have to encounter this guy, and you can only do one attack every time. And then every time you try to catch him, you got to keep doing it. So what I recommend if you don't have a Master Ball is try to get somebody with the move Mean Look, because what that does is it traps the enemy in battle so they won't be able to run away. So you could use that on Latias. Some people who learn that are like Ghost types, Crobat learns it, or Golbat. You could do that, but as soon as that Pokemon dies, Mean Look wears off. So you could use that strategy. But thankfully, we saved our Master Ball. So we are golden, so let's use it and finally catch this guy. Of course, if you're playing Pokemon Ruby, you will find Latios instead, who is the male version. And it's just kind of weird because these guys are legendaries, and usually legendaries are genderless, but of course, since they're Os and Os, one is female, one is male. So this is Latias, the Eon Pokemon, 88 pounds, 4 feet tall. I kind of imagine him taller. Latias is highly intelligent and capable of understanding human speech. It is covered with a glass-like down. A glass-like what? Alright, so like I was saying, guys, yeah, I thought all Pokemon could understand human speech, but I guess not. I guess just Latias. So, the Pokemon enfolds its body with its down and refracts light to alter its appearance. Ah, that's kind of cool, actually. So that's Latias, the legendary Pokemon. He is Psychic and Dragon type, so that's an interesting combination. No, we won't nickname him. He's got some interesting moves. He's pretty cool. He's got the ability to levitate to avoid ground-type attacks. So that is Latias. So we are out of time for this episode, guys. So in the next episode, we are going to do some pretty fancy shindigs. It's actually a surprise. So, and then after we do that, we're going to be going after the super ultra mega rare Pokemon. That's kind of going to be the finale of this LP, is that guy. So until then, this has been K6Scope signing off. See you guys next time.